Having to your seed phrase that can be secure, can be resilient to physical damage or loss, as well as easy to use. So, resistant to you making a mistake can be a challenge. And Shamir's secret sharing, or SLIP39, as it's implemented by our Trezor and our Kobo Vault, can be a powerful way to secure your backups in a way that satisfies all those requirements. The biggest challenge with SLIP39 is that up until recently, it has had some concerns around vendor lock-in and concerns around doing things like accessing individual private keys from your SLIP39 wallet in the event that you've done something like, send VET to the Ethereum address generated by your wallet, or some other recovery that may require you to access the individual private keys. In this video, I'm just going to do 4 things. Firstly, I'm just going to run through some tools that you can use to securely work with your SLIP39 seed. They'll just work in Tails Linux, so I'll run through getting those and opening them up in Tails. I'll run through how to clone your entire hardware wallet onto another one. Specifically, I'll be looking at a Keepkey. Even though Keepkeys don't support SLIP39, you can actually clone a SLIP39 wallet onto a Keepkey. I'll also be looking at how to clone an individual account from your SLIP39 wallet using Electrum. And finally, I'll be looking at how to extract an individual private key. So either cloning the whole device, cloning one account, or extracting one private key. And if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe, and that way you can stay in the loop for content I make to help you find your way in the crazy and often hostile environment that is cryptocurrency. And again, like all of the times you're working with your private key, the standard disclaimer is that you need to be really, really, really careful to do this in a secure, air-gapped environment. Something like Tails Linux. Do not just do this in your desktop operating system, in your browser, online. You will lose all your funds. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is Tails Linux, and I've run through a video that shows you how to install that here. And if you're planning to clone your SLIP39 wallet onto something like a Keepkey, you're going to want to also follow this process here that will allow you to use your hardware wallet in Tails. So basically for this process, we're going to need 3 tools, and we can actually just download them all directly in Tails before taking our Tails system totally offline. So we're just going to go into the Tor browser. We're going to need Ian Coleman's SLIP39 tool. We're going to need his BIP39 tool, and we're also going to need a fork of Jameson Lopp's extended key converter that I've actually forked to work with extended private keys as well. But because we're handling private keys, we're not going to run any of these in our browsers, and we're just going to download all of them just as a zip file. And we'll just save them to the default location. And I'll put the links for these 3 tools in the description. So once those are all downloaded, we are ready to go. We're going to be opening these tools in our browser in a minute, so we'll just minimize that for now. So basically, we can just go into Files, and we can just unzip. We can just unzip those 3 archives. So we can just say extract here on all of them. We can then just open them up in our browser. So we can go into the SLIP39 folder, and we can actually go into the src folder and then double click on index.html. And there we go. So this is the SLIP39 tool, except it's running off our PC. So we can also do the same for the BIP39 tool, just running it straight from the source folder, index.html. There it is. And we'll do the extended key converter as well. Except this time we'll just run index.html in the main folder of the archive. And there it is. So basically at this point, we actually have everything we need, and we are going to disconnect our network connection. So this is where you would pull the plug if you're connected hardwired, or disconnect from any Wi-Fi connection you might be on. And depending on your level of paranoia, you might just want to turn off your router if you're on Wi-Fi or something like that. So we're offline now, so we can see that all of these links to the outside internet, they don't work anymore. So we can close those 3 tabs. And now we just have the SLIP39 tool, the BIP39 tool, and the private key converter. So the first thing I'll show you is how to clone the entire wallet onto a Keepkey. So basically what we're going to do is, in Ian Coleman's SLIP39 tool, we're just going to scroll down, and we want to combine our shares. Basically, we're just going to type in whatever quorum of shares we need. So in this case, I've got a 2 out of 3 Shamir sharing setup that I've created. So I'll just type in the first 2. So you basically just type in 1 per row. So that's the first share there. So now we'll type in a second one. Got to make sure you spell the words right. And there we go. So now that I've fixed up the typos, this master secret here is what I want. So basically, if I copy this master secret, I can then take it into Ian Coleman's BIP39 tool, and I can paste it into this field that says BIP39 seed. So if I put that in there, what I end up with now are all of the keys that we are used to in Ian Coleman's BIP39 tool. So we've got the extended public and private keys, as well as all the individual derived addresses and private keys. So what we're going to do is we only use this BIP32 root key, because this root key is actually the one that allows us to access every cryptocurrency this seed can produce. So we can then just run Electrum that we downloaded and verified earlier. And we can basically say we want to create a new wallet. We can say we want a standard wallet, select hardware device, and then we can find a Keepkey. Now I've actually already wiped this one, so if your Keepkey has something on it, you'll need to wipe it, but we want to say next. Now on this menu, what we want to do is we want to upload a master private key. So we'll just say next. So now we can just paste this BIP32 root key from here into this box here, and we'll just call that SLIP39. Now, one thing I should say before I go any further is you actually have the option on a Keepkey, even when running off an extended private key like this, to enable passphrase. Now, this actually will not work the way you expect it to work. If you have a Trezor T or a Kobo Vault or something like that, and you have been using a passphrase on the device, you actually need to make sure that you enter that passphrase back here on the step where you are combining your shares and getting this master secret. And that will then produce a different extended private key that already has that passphrase sort of baked into it. If you try to just use the extended private key without a passphrase on there and then enable passphrase and type it in this way, it'll actually give you an entirely separate set of addresses that are unique to Keepkey. So we can also set the PIN that we want for the device. I'll just leave it blank just for the purpose of demonstration, but you can set it to whatever you like, and then we just say next. And at this point, your Keepkey will actually give you a warning, because again, importing a private key like this isn't normal, and again, unless you're doing it in an air-gap secure environment like Tails or something like this, it's really insecure. And if you're just running Electrum on your normal desktop environment, you're essentially just trusting the software, operating system, and everything else not to leak that extended private key, which can compromise the entire wallet. So basically we can just say, yes, we want to do that. And there we go. So that wallet now has been initialized with the SLIP39 seed. And if we just add an account, so if I just add, say, this standard Native Segwit account, I don't need to worry about encrypting it. If I enable the addresses tab, I can actually see that it's producing exactly the same addresses as my Trezor is in Trezor Suite. So basically now we're back in Windows, and on the left we've got the Trezor T just in Trezor Suite with the SLIP39 seed on it, and on the right we've got the Keepkey using the extended private key that we imported, again based off this same SLIP39 seed. And you can see that it has detected basically all of the cryptos. The main reason why the Bitcoin amount is different is because Shapeshift still doesn't support Native Segwit, so it found some of the Bitcoin accounts on here, but not all. But you know, it's found the Ethereum, it's found, what was there? There's some Bitcoin Cash on there, a bit of Dash, just some random little bits that I had lying around in terms of tips, but it has found them all. And if we click through and have a look on Bitcoin, we can see that it's found the 2 Segwit accounts and the legacy account, but again, not the Native Segwit account. Though the Native Segwit account will quite happily work if you access it using Electrum. So there you go, that's how you clone the entire device. Though it is important to keep in mind that, this is only going to work for cryptos that are supported by the Keepkey, which isn't going to be everything that is supported by a Trezor T. But again, handy if you want to have a backup device, don't want to fork out for a second Trezor T, or are worried about vendor lock-in. Okay, so we're back in our air-gapped tails, and the next thing I'll show you is how to clone an individual account. So maybe you don't want to access the whole device, maybe there's just one account that you want to gain access to, and we can actually just do that using Electrum. And basically, if we go back into the browser, what we can do is we can use Ian Coleman's BIP39 tool to access the account extended private key for whichever account we want. The thing I'll quickly show you is what you need to do if you want to add an account for a Segwit or native Segwit account type, because you'll notice if you change the derivation path to BIP39 or BIP84, this account extended private key still starts with xprv, which is a problem. Even though we have the Native Segwit tab selected and we're using the Native Segwit derivation path, if we import this xprv straight into Electrum as is, what we'll end up with is basically a wallet with a bunch of legacy addresses, even though all of these addresses actually correspond to the public keys for the account that we want. So basically what we need to do is convert this account extended private key from an xprv to a zprv. So basically what we can do is we can just select the BIP84 tab for Native Segwit, select the account extended private key, and if we go into the Bitcoin extended public and private key converter from my GitHub, we can put the private key there, and basically we can select that we want a zprv. So we want a native Segwit, that is mainnet extended private key. We can just say convert, and basically what that'll give us is the xprv that we can either copy and paste, or you could just scan straight onto a phone or some other wallet. So what you'll see now is if we copy that address from here, create a new wallet in Electrum with master key, put in the zprv, won't worry about a password, we'll close that. We can now see that the addresses that we are getting are the same ones that we would expect to see if we go into our Native Segwit account and have a look at the addresses that have been used in the past. And if we want to securely spend from this wallet while keeping this part air-gapped, we can actually even just create a watch-only wallet on our phone. We can go into the History tab and see all the same transactions that we would expect to see in Trezor Suite. And again, we can then use this watch-only wallet to create any transactions we like, sign those transactions offline in Tails, and then securely broadcast them using our phone. And alternatively, if you're in a hurry, you could actually just scan that zprv directly using your phone, as long as you understand that in doing so you are essentially undermining the security of that account, though this doesn't actually risk any of your other accounts. So depending on your situation, you might actually have a single account that is part of your hardware wallet that is actually basically a hot wallet. So the last thing I'll show you is just how to extract a single private key, which is just the same for using Ian Coleman's BIP39 tool in any other situation. So let's say, for example, you did something like send VET to an Ethereum address. Basically what you can do is you can just select the coin, and we'll just say ETH. There you go. And you can actually just scroll down. You've got to make sure you have the BIP44 tab selected for Ethereum, and basically you'll be able to see all of the Ethereum addresses associated with your account here. So you could actually just take the private key for this Ethereum address here, and you could just stick that straight into Metamask. You could stick it straight into VetSync or any of these other Ethereum clone wallets, and you can easily then use that process to regain access to coins that you may have sent to that Ethereum address. Likewise, if you've sent Ethereum to some ETH clone that your wallet supports, you can basically just follow the process in my video here that looks at using Ian Coleman's BIP39 tool to recover from the situation where you've sent an ETH clone to an address on the wrong chain. The main thing to understand with this is once you've got your master secret here and shoved it into this field here, which is BIP39 seed, you can pretty much just use Ian Coleman's tool exactly as you would normally use it. So again, it's a powerful thing that allows you to clone either the whole wallet, a single account, or pull individual private keys out to be able to access all of the private keys associated with your SLIP39 wallet. So there you go. Again, cannot emphasize enough how important it is to make sure you do this in a secure environment, because again, your seed is your wallet, and if you just go doing this on your desktop environment, you've totally undermined the security that is offered by your hardware wallet. If you get stuck anywhere along the way, just leave a reply and I'll do my best to help you out. If you get totally stuck and want some sort of paid consultation or assisted recovery, feel free to shoot me an email. My details are in the description and we can take it from there. While it's not as straightforward as something like a BIP39 seed phrase where you can shove it into just about any wallet you like, there are enough tools available both in terms of hardware wallets and software now that you don't really have to worry about vendor lock-in with SLIP39. And if you think that SLIP39 would be a useful part of how you back up and secure your crypto and want to help me out in the process, I've got affiliate links for both the Trezor T as well as the Vault Pro in the description. Thanks for watching, I hope that was helpful. Hit like if you think that other people would find this video useful, and hit subscribe if you'd like to be kept in the loop about future content I make that helps people stay safe in the crypto space and to recover if they get into trouble. If you have any questions about this video or a topic that you'd like me to cover, just leave a reply.